All right, everyone. Good Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining for your weather here. Taking a look right now at our sky cam and in Bushland, rather, looking toward Amarillo. You can see it's the dawn of a new day here. Temperatures are on the cooler side, but this nice view, you can see the rays of oranges and yellows begin to filter in as we await sunrise. Typically, the sun will rise somewhere over in this direction. So that's a nice kind of start to this broadcast and to the day overall. Temperatures, though, flirting near freezing. Right now, 34 here in Amarillo, 24 in Hereford, 30 in Tulia, 29 in Perryton this morning, combined with winds coming in about light and variable, anywhere between about 5 to 15 miles an hour or so. It's feeling more like the teens and 20s to start the day, so grab the jackets. But it could be a lot colder. Right now, our friends in the north and east feeling chilly, brisk. It's cold to to put it lightly. It's 8 degrees as an actual temperature there in Buffalo, 20 in New York, 26 in Minneapolis, and even 33 in Atlanta, Georgia. That's how strong that colder air mass is impacting our friends out to the east of us. But as we roll through the next several hours here at home, temperatures are on the rise, expected to go from the 30s this morning into the 60s by around lunchtime. Taking a look at our almanac today, we do have a forecast high of 67 or 67, as the kids around say. Our normal temperature is 53, so we're roughly about 14 degrees or so above average for today in terms of what we're expected to hit as our high temperature. But it's a far cry from the 80-degree record set back in 1996 on this date. Taking a look at your next weather maker, the next several days are kind of stagnant. We will have this area of high pressure continuing to dominate, and that'll be the same as we head into this weekend. All that purple indicating really cold air. Our friends in the Northeast and the Great Lakes won't be dealing with just one subset of or just a day of cold temperatures. It'll come in pulses of cold air. In fact, there could be a day next week where I can actually show you guys the actual temperatures where models have temperatures in the negatives as actual temperatures. So let's take a look. Oh, hold on. Going through some things over here. Boom. So this is also another way. It just actually shows you guys that the temperatures instead of just the colors. So here you can see next weather maker. We'll start to get some of that milder air mass whenever this animates. There you go. You see that milder air mass sticking around portions of the plains and along the desert southwest. Portions of LA could, or LA County rather, could hit near 80 degrees. I mean, it's feeling more like summer there as that high pressure continues to dominate. As we go toward the weekend, we could have a cold front sweeping through, and along with it, some cooling conditions. I don't think that cold air is just strong enough. However, you could see our friends along the Great Lakes. I mean, Minneapolis, an actual temperature of -7 degrees, likely feeling like -20 or so. 4 degrees in Chicago. The Great Lakes are being bullied by this pulses of cold air, Arctic air mass, really channeling its way through. But you can kind of see the way the jet stream is kind of slanted there as it kind of pushes up thanks to that high pressure ridge, and all that cold air kind of just rides along it, stretching through the mid Atlantic and then back up through the East Coast. So, our friends over there are frigid. Wouldn't want to be them if I'm being honest. So, we'll continue to monitor that. But over the next 6 to 10 days, the temperature outlook calls for that 60% chance of above normal temperatures. I mean, our average high is supposed to be 53. So when we look at that, we could see if you want warmer air, the desert southwest, as well as portions of the west coast is where you want to be because the further east you go, you got this blue bullseye here sitting over portions of Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York, and then along portions of New England. They are slated to be well below average, but it comes at a cost. With that jet stream so bucked to the north, all the moisture is also being sent that way too. So the ridge is sending rounds of moisture. In fact, they're dealing with atmospheric river that stretches roughly about 7,000 miles long through the Pacific, impacting and slamming portions of the Pacific Northwest. they'll get rounds of rain. The Cascades could get some feet of snow. So not just inches, but feet of snow as those rounds of storms make their way to that region of the country, and all that moisture streaming along portions of the northern plains and the Great Lakes. But where that moisture on the Great Lakes comes from, that's really lake effect snow that they could be dealing with. As that northerly breeze brushes along the warmer lakes, that could cause what we call fetches, lines or streams of moisture along the Great Lakes, creating that lake effect snow band, some of which could be intense and strong and could give some inches, maybe even feet of snow in certain instances. So wouldn't want to be them, but we could definitely use the moisture here. We've seen some progress, some good trends in terms of our drought monitor. Before we had that moderate drought really expanding over portions of the southeastern panhandle, but after a couple of days and weeks with some moisture, we have backed off, made it more abnormally dry. But with the trends that we're seeing, at least over the next 6 to 10 days, maybe even longer, than that, we do have the possibility of this beginning to expand and worsen with a vengeance. So we'll keep an eye on that. But your forecast for today calls for a temperature of 67 or 67. You guys will get sick of me saying that. 67 tonight. We'll cool down into the 30s, and then tomorrow back with seasonal highs. Taking a look at your 7 day tracker, we remain mild. I mean, temperatures above average for a wide swath of the next 7 days. The pick of the week for me is going to be Thursday, temperature at 70. We remain warm on Friday. We cool down just a little bit, but still seasonal. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're in the 60s and 50s. I hope you all stay warm this morning. Enjoy the pleasant conditions and pray for some moisture in the near